Students do in class. A text is, I mean, it's anything, you know. I would say it's written, but I mean, it could be written. It's like song too, and then I'm not above using, like for my research paper now, they have this option. They have to have scholarly sources, they have to have secondary sources, but they can have these things called oddball sources. So I have like songs and films, and if it helps them back it up, then you know that's fine. That's kind of, so text can be anything that's communicating an idea. I think is kind of my definition.
I want to phrase that. If they're able to compose something that demonstrates some kind of purpose or meaning, whether that's in the form of a video or, in my case, in my classroom, I use the wiki for them to create a hypertext document.
I was gonna show you my book. My book is a text. Border Cantos by Chuck Etheridge.
That is a text.
That is a text. That's
by definition.
Text. Or alternately, The Desert After Rain by Chuck Etheridge. That is a text. Are we seeing a common theme here? Well, a text can be a lot of different things. A text is a form of discourse. It can be something traditional like a book. It can be a speech. It can be a sign. But something that either holds meaning or that holds symbols so that people ascribe meaning to or draw meaning out of.
That's kind of a tough question, I guess, because initially, of course, there's written text, but there's also text that you can look at as pulling visual kind of elements to it. I would kind of think of text that has some sort of rhetoric to it, something like that. It doesn't have to just be a paper or written words. It could be a speech, it could be a play, something like that.
Has or is changing, yeah. Technology is you know, we discussed technology in the classroom as being a distractor and a detractor from their ability to engage, and it's something that has to be tackled, and yet in a way that students can accept, because I think old ideas in the university tend to make students resistant when they're not able to adapt them to their own understanding. And so the pace that technology is moving these days really makes it difficult for you know, the university to catch up with incoming students' ideas about technology. So it has a strong role, but it I think sometimes lags in the application it has in the university.
I want to say the biggest change, and it's the change that nobody anticipated with technology, was what computers would be used for. Everybody thought, and if you read 50s science fiction, everybody thought people would be using computers to compute, and they use them to communicate. And so the social media, not just email was the start, but you know, Facebook, all you know, all these other things, all these online books, collaborations, things like that. That plus the availability of information,
yes.
has changed things profoundly. I gotta say, I teach very little of the way I did when I first began teaching writing, and it's been because students have changed, and it's been because technology is totally affected the way we perceive the world. So research was largely an active detective work. It was diligently uncovering enough information to get something worth saying about it, and very quickly students stopped being detectives and started being shoppers, because the first place that you click on, it doesn't even have to be a Google search, but on any kind of search, you come up with more information than you could ever process in 8 lifetimes. I mean, just out of curiosity. Here, I don't know if you want. You don't have to film this or anything.
No, it might be good.
Want to see what? Let's see. Because bulimia, because college girls used to be interested in eating disorders, and they may still be. I don't know if it's still a topic that they write about it, but I don't think it hasn't changed a whole lot. Bulimia. Okay, so 7,410,000 results in 9/100ths of a second, so 0.09 seconds. That's what I got, and I got. I noticed it used to be that 90% of everything that you got from the internet was crap, and it would be like, my testimony about bulimia. I don't mean to deny or something, but it was just Bob's bulimia website or whatever. But here we've got National Institute of Health. We've got an online encyclopedia. We've got online doctors, womenshealth.gov, the Mayo Clinic. So you've got reliable information coming up quickly and fast in all arguments. So we can't use the internet. I mean, you got to be careful what we use the internet. You got to really rethink those arguments a lot. And so so when I say shoppers, I mean students have a very limited resource, which is their time. And we've got to teach them how to winnow through all the stuff they get in a relatively short period of time, so they can focus on some tiny subset of all the information that's available to come up with a paper. And I mean that's just a completely different planet.
Yeah.